Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. A really special beer tonight. A beer that I haven't had. Well, I reviewed it on the show way back in 2008. In fact, I can probably tell you the exact date. Let's see here. October 17th, 2008. In fact, it was only like episode number 7. Wow, come a long way since then. Anyway, so without further ado, obviously, you know this is Dogfish Head 120 Minute IPA. And I wrote 12/2011 on the bottles. That's when I bought it. I don't know if you can see this. It just says bottled in 2011, but it doesn't say the exact date. Like, there's a code. I suppose I could look this up, but I just checked their website, and it's just an occasional rarity. It's like they try to do it like at least once a year, but sometimes they do it maybe 2 or 3 times a year. It just comes out whenever it comes out. So I don't know. We know this vintage is at least wow. Well, I mean, December. So I mean, it might have been bottled in December of 2011, which would make it only just over 2 years old, but it could be older than that. So let's just say it's at least a 2-year-old vintage. Got the official Dogfish Head goblet, and that's interesting. Is that there's still a little bit of froth on there, and you might be able to see because they got the nucleation point in the shape of the Dogfish Head logo at the bottom of the glass. Because like a little Dogfish Head shape to the suds. Anyways, appearance. I mean, it's a very I think this is an ugly beer. I'm gonna say. I mean, this is probably like the ugliest beer I've ever seen. The only thing that would make it uglier is if there was like big, huge chunks of sediment floating in it, because it's like, it's rust colored. It's it's just not an attractive color. Like, it's not quite orange. It's not quite brown. It's completely opaque, and like you can tell it's hazy. I mean, it was nice when I poured it. It had like about a 1-finger head on it, but as soon as I popped the cap, I could smell it. Oh wow! When you get your nose in there, it's totally different. Like when I pop the cap, it kind of smells like whiskey or brandy or something like that. But when you get your nose close in here, it's really, really sweet. It just smells like straight like toffee, like liquid toffee or caramel. You can smell the hops too. Like, I mean, the thing about this beer is that it's not only is it a malt bomb, it's supposed to be a hop bomb because it's boiled for 2 hours. That's where the 120 comes from, and they continually add hops to it for the entire 120 minutes. Plus, then they dry hop the hell out of it for like another month after that, or something like that. So I mean, it's like super, super hoppy beer, but I mean, it's also 18% ABV. So to get that much alcohol, you need a ton of malt sugar. So, anyways, I'm 3 minutes. I haven't even taken a sip yet. So let's get into this. Cheers. Wow. The alcohol on the end there was actually like starting to like clear up my sinuses. It's like if you like take a whiff of like horseradish or something like that. Wow, this is pretty good. I mean, like as soon as it hit my tongue, I was like, wow, this is really sweet. Like what I said in the nose, caramel, toffee. It's actually a lot of it's like peanut brittle. Really, really sweet. I would not say it's cloyingly sweet though. And the bitterness is like, it's a super dank bitterness, and you definitely get a lot of heat on the back end. Let's keep going here. Yeah, there's two distinct different flavor sets coming up here. Like up front, I get like kind of plum or fig, something like that. Very kind of like almost those Belgian-y kind of flavors. Not the Belgian yeast esters or anything like that. I'm just saying like those flavors you tend to find in Belgians. It actually is more, if anything, it just kind of tastes more like a really, really strong English barley wine. And then on the back end, once you get that alcohol, it's like totally different. what's that flavor on the back end? It's almost like cherry, something like that. Something like a red kind of fruit. Yeah, this is great. This is, really, really sweet. I don't really get, well, it's been 2 years, so, hops are usually the first thing that go on beer. Well, unless it's a fruit beer or something like that, usually fruit's first to go. But, yeah, so you can't go, like, it's not super ridiculously bitter. I remember, back in 2008 when I had this for the first time, I don't remember it being especially bitter. I just remember just being like a huge bomb of everything, and it was 21% back then. It's only 18% this time around. Yeah, totally full-bodied. Definitely thick, soft mouthfeel. Carbonation's pretty low. It doesn't taste flat though. Pretty smooth. It's, even though when I swallow, I get a lot of heat in the throat, but while it's in the mouth, it's quite tame. It doesn't, it's not an intense beer at all. A lot of the, like Belgian quads and strong ales and stuff like that, are way more intense in the mouth. This is, I wouldn't give this to somebody who's like not a beer person. But because it's definitely, extremely robust, very, very highly flavored. But it's, not a challenge to drink, at least not for me. Almost like minty or something. This kind of, almost like herbal flavor on the end. Has a little bit of that residual, like peanut brittle or like peanut shell kind of earthy character on the back end. Yeah, this is really good. And you know what? I think this was I think it was $9.99 for this bottle. And I think I remember sending one to Craig the Beeraholic when I bought this. There's a bunch of sediment on the bottom of the bottle there. But it's not bottle conditioned. It's just, sediment's been sitting there for 2 years. All right, so let's rate this on Rate Beer. Aroma, it smells good, but it doesn't smell great. I'll give it an 8 on aroma. Appearance, I give it a 3. Taste, I like the way it tastes. I think it tastes pretty darn good. Yeah, very much in the barley wine kind of style. If I was drinking this blind, I probably would peg it as a barley wine. I give it a 9. Palate, I give it a 4. It's, it's quite drinkable, but it's not like super drinkable. It actually finishes quite clean. Like, it just kind of leaves like this kind of general malty sweet sensation on the tongue, but it's not dry, it's not cloying. And for overall, I'll give it a 17 out of 20. Maybe 18. I said 17. That's a 4.1, so that's a 9 out of 10. I would agree with that. Yeah, this is a really good beer, but it's not, a lot of people tend to think of it because it's so big that it's automatically a masterpiece. I've had this a couple, like the first time I had this, I wasn't a huge fan. I gave it like a 6 out of 10 back then. And I've had it at the Ruck a few times, and I think at the Beer Abbey and some other places, and different beer fests and stuff. And I've always really liked it, but I've never been like, this is amazing. So I think I like the Worldwide style better than this. So yeah, 9 out of 10 for the Dogfish Head 120-minute IPA. I think it's an excellent beer, especially when it's had some age on it. I would love to do a side-by-side, but I say that all the time. So I'm going really long. So thanks for watching. I will see you around. Cheers.